Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another GeekVerse review episode. I am one of your hosts. Oh, nice, Kirkland Patzer.
I am your other host, Nice Teeth Taylor Field. Sorry, I just had a brain hurt again.
Oh, you got the brain hurch
Ugh.
again. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna be here with our brain hurches talking about Dexter Original Sin, episode 6, spoilers review. But before we get to that, just a couple of plugs to get out of the way. We're not even in December anymore. We're in a new year. We're in January 2025. But starting in December, we had a crazy month of reviews that some of them are still going on, like this one, and some of them have just ended, like Creature Commandos. Go check that out on the feed. Skeleton Crew. We're entering our finale next week, I believe. On that, yeah.
Yep.
Getting the head nod. But we are going to be releasing that episode a little bit late because Mr. Taylor Field is going to the world of somewhere. I don't know if I'm allowed to say where you're going. Is it a
You can
surprise?
say. You can say.
He's going to Galaxy's Edge, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to Disneyland. So
What?
oh, I wasn't supposed to say that. Sorry, Madison. But no. So yes, that episode is going to be a little bit delayed, but we'll be releasing that one once Taylor Field gets back from his adventure.
Gonna go meet Wim.
Yes, his favorite character. And also we've released a What If review. We've also released a Nosferatu review. Wow, I'm on a roll. Review. And then, a couple other things. I don't know. Go check out the feeds. Everything else is on there. Things that I are forgetting right now. But a great place to be is also on our Patreon, which is, this guy's quick clicker. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you get everything early, ad-free, exclusive content. You get this episode as soon as we're done here. It's gonna be on the Patreon feeds, where maybe we're a little bit sleepy and we don't release the regular feed. Maybe a day later or two. But the best place to ensure that you get the earliest content is on the Patreon. Different tiers. At our highest tier, we have our Patreon producers: Aaron Braden, April of Darkness, Jack Grant, Muds, Sam, Superbad Mike, The Good God Loves Me 69, Jeremy Renner, and Charlie Randall. Thank you to each and every one of you. I was slurring on my hurches. I caught your hurch from earlier, but
It's contagious.
Taylor Field, episode 6, Dexter Original Sin. Is maybe minor inconsistencies from the original show bothering you, like some people out there that are watching this? Or are you still digging this?
Yeah, the minor inconsistencies that keep popping up, like people can lie. Dexter could lie. He could just want to hide things. Like if people are pissed off that he's not supposed to have done pot at this point in his life, I mean, he could just be so ashamed and just tell people he's never done pot, when you're older. I'm sure lots of people do that in life. You do something when you're young and you regret it, and when you grow up, you think, I never done that, just to hide it. So there's nothing wrong with that. You're just trying to be a better person, change a person. I digress. What did I think about this episode? I loved it. That was great. It's just kind
Nice.
of, it's getting a little bit more into the nitty gritty, and we get a little bit more stuff going on with Harry and his kind of dynamic, more flashbacks and whatnot, of course. But there's just things are starting to pick up a little bit, and I like seeing Dexter in situations where it's a little bit of a tribulation for him. I think it's fun to see him kind of think on his feet and kind of be spry. And again, this is him learning the ropes and trying to figure things out, and he's really running with it. And then they did I don't want to say fun because it's still sick, but they did an interesting kind of next tier developing moment for him in this episode, to put it lightly. And I think that it was interesting and engaging to see this character kind of hit this new note in his narrative. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. I feel like, okay, he's definitely just becoming addicted to what's going on. And yeah, it's just there's just so many Dexterisms in here that I like. And while it has been a long time since I've seen that original series, I really just appreciate how he's just doing his own thing, and something just pops up in front of him and it derails him from what he's trying to do. And it just, for me, I just think that that works at its core. But I love how this episode ended, and I hate that we have to miss a week. I really want to see what's gonna unfold. I kind of have a hunch or a hunch of what's going to happen and how things are going to kind of turn around for him. But all in all, it's been really good, and we're dealing with one main kind of story plot here, and I think yeah, it was introduced in this episode, which I'm excited to talk about because it's pretty wild. So all in all, dealing with like three main kind of narratives moving forward. I guess four technically, and I'm excited just to see where things go. And yeah, it was a good episode.
Hell yeah. Yeah, my Hirsches were itching this episode in a good way. I feel like I really I don't know. Maybe there's certain things that were done in this episode that I'm just like, I'm not a big fan of this. And looking back on the whole show, I feel like I could have taken out some of those things. Obviously, I'll specify what that is when we get in the spoiler section. But I'm still really digging just the overall adventure of following Dexter here. I love, I really love just seeing Dexter in like putting on his Dexter persona. Like whether he's conversing with other Metro Police members, or I don't know, just being socially awkward with other humans out and about, maybe going on dates, like just certain interactions that he has with the world. I think this actor, Mr. Patrick, is just fantastic at basically harnessing like that golden aspect of what Michael C. Hall was so good at with the character. Like it's just such a fun Dexter trait, and I just love seeing him in those situations. But no, I think this show is still really reeling me in for more, and I am a little bit bummed that we have to wait next week. But hey, it works out because you're gonna be in another land. But so yeah, it was all meant to be. But yeah, no, I'm digging the show. I'm not really bothered by too many minor inconsistencies from the original show, but it also helps that I haven't watched that original show in a while. So I don't know. I don't really have much more to say beyond that because it's just continually good, and I just want to jump into spoilers. So unless you have
Yeah.
anything else to say, can
No,
we
no, no. Let's do it. Take us there.
hop skip into that Florida Everglades alligator infested waters? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be jumping into a spoiler section. We'll be right back. All right, Taylor Field, where do you want to go to begin this adventure?
I just want to. This has been on my chest for a little bit. I just think it's funny because I feel like we're gonna get a message from Travis. He's like, Dexter wasn't supposed to have any sexual relations until he was like 40 years old or something like
Yeah.
that. Like,
You didn't get a blowjob, okay, until episode blah blah blah. Like I bet
yeah,
there's gonna be those people in the comments or in the private chats.
in the private chats. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. He got down and dirty with Deb's bestie, and yeah, I'm kind of blown away, and it's just the way that the storytelling works in his favor, I guess. But he's acting like an ass all night. He's ordering only for himself, and the only kind gesture he does is grabs her arm and helps her throw a dart. And all of a sudden, she's like, "Well, blowjob." It's like, and maybe this just goes hand in hand because he's studying his target earlier and how his target does that move, and then the girl just pulls him to the bathroom. So I guess that's just in Miami. That's just it's just the
That's
'90s
how
kind of.
it's
It's
just
just
how
how
it
you do
goes.
it. It's how you play the game, I guess.
That's how you play the
Jesus.
game.
Yeah.
It's peculiar how they even got into that establishment, right? Because like they're not 21. Like definitely not Deb and her friend. They'd be way under that, wouldn't they?
Wasn't that just a restaurant that they went to?
I mean, I just assume they're drinking booze. That's why. But
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Deb's drink looked a little alcohol-y, but
But they're not as hard on it then as they were now. Now
there you
they're
go.
like strict on it. So back then, Gio's in
90s,
there,
yeah.
and Gio's like, "Hey,
Oh yeah, we got
it's
Geo.
all on me." Yeah,
Yes, Mr. Geo.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I really like that whole sequence when he just gets in there and orders all this food and just being a savage. I love when he sat next to Deb, and Deb's just like, it's like, go sit, you fucking idiot. Like she's just so mad. And then his reasoning, I thought if I sat over there, I could just look at you. Like, it just sounds like such a psychopath. But no, I thought all of that was funny. Um, yeah, no, I don't really have much else to add other than Geo just getting all tough with that one surfer blonde dude. that was kind of a weird scene, and then it led to us stealing his vehicle later on.
Do you think that, and this is a long run prediction here, do you think that we'll see Dexter kill Geo because he finds out Geo is a murderer?
Uh, that's crossed my mind, like kind of since the character entered the show. I feel like I've been super sus about him. Just because he's got like infinite wealth and like clearly knows some people, and um, I mean, like he explained kind of how badass maybe certain the individuals around him are. So I definitely think it'll go a certain route there, but I don't think Dexter's going to be the one to do it per se. I would be pretty surprised if it does go that way.
Mm-hmm.
What
Mm-hmm.
about you?
I kind of have a hunch that it's going to happen. I feel like
Yeah.
Deb might say something, I don't know, but something is going to happen because we just got standoffish here. It definitely felt like there was something a little bit, we don't even know what he does for work, so there's something going on there, and I think that Dexter could kill him and then not tell Deb, and Deb's like, "Oh, I wonder where Geo went," yada yada yada, and it will be kind of saddening because I'm sure that Geo is actually really sincere with Deb and actually really likes her, and so it's a very sincere relationship. Although he's a killer in his own right, so that's kind of what I'm predicting for now.
Yeah.
Am I going to do a pizza bet on it? No, definitely not. But that's what I'm feeling.
We're in the season of wild pizza bets these days.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then what else? I was just thinking of other Dexter dynamic moments with those characters. Nothing really else. I guess he's just commenting in her head voice, Michael C. Hall's
Mm-hmm.
voice, commenting on just having a relationship and that type of idea. Definitely, of course, takes me back to season 1 of the original show when he's just kind of Rita. That was her name, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, just discussing the dynamic between her and just how that situation is. So definitely just reminded me of that. And yeah, no, I like seeing that side of Dexter. And I guess the other thing I'll add on that version of Dexter, like being the investigator as well, doing like the CSI investigative sequencing. I feel like when he's recreating the scene of the kill with Detective Laguerta and Daddy Harry.
Daddy Harry.
I feel like I don't know. I like he does do this like throughout, like always just recreates the scene and like gets in the killer's mind. I felt like this one was like the wildest though, where he just full on felt like he was the one that murdered him more so than others,
Oh,
and maybe
he
it was
was
just
getting pleased and trying
yeah.
to figure it out. Oh.
Yeah. No, yeah, he suffocated him, staring into his eyes, and then he poked the hole and then threw it in the other bag. And all of this is like from a first person point of view. So maybe I was just disturbed by like staring at the victim getting choked out. But I don't know. It was also just having like Harry there with LaGuerta. It's just like, oh my God, like, man, you're showing your cards a little bit too much here. But
That's what Harry was thinking. Harry was thinking, it's like, Dexter, you need to calm the fuck down right
yeah,
now.
let the detectives do their work. Stick in your lane.
Hmm. Yeah, it was a very not queasy but uncomfortable scene at
Yeah.
least. Yeah, but just the first person view when he puts the bag over his head and then like pops the hole, lets the guy breathe, and puts another bag over his head. Like Jesus Christ! But I like that the connection was Dexter saying, "Hey, this is now a serial killer. This is the guy that's affiliated with all the other killings, and he's just
Yeah.
trying to find himself here with what he's doing by killing these people." And I can't remember. I don't think Dexter really leaves a lot or any of these serial killers for the Miami PD to apprehend and take into custody. I think he's the one who always gets to them and kills them. And I
Yeah.
think he just puts, I don't know if he does like an alibi or how he just kind of like closes the case for Miami PD. But I'm wondering here if he's going to be the one to kill this unknown assailant or if it's going to be um, the the police that actually do track him
Yeah.
down and get him.
Yeah. I feel like the police will get someone, but Dexter will also get someone involved. Like it'll be one of those situations where they both kind of get a piece. It's kind of a cheap answer, but I think that is kind of what's going to happen there. Just because Dexter does seem so invested in the fact that like children are being affected here, and I can't remember his name. Nicky, is that the captain's son, like the latest kidnapping? I think that's his name.
I think so.
But Dexter had a moment to kind of be one on one with him. So, and maybe now that I'm saying that, maybe I would have expected to have more of a reaction from Dexter finding out about that one. But I don't know. He is a serial killer psychopath, so maybe he doesn't react the same way. It just seems like kids have always kind of been more of a trigger for him, and he's already stated that earlier on in this season with, of course, poor Jimmy.
Poor Jimmy. Yeah. You get a little bit more of context too with just, well, I guess we already knew about it, but the captain and when his son was taken, the captain's ex-wife storms in there, and the ex-wife's lover is like, "You've been fucking my wife for 14
Oh my
years."
god, I was laughing so hard because at first I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" That's like, "This is your fault."
Yeah,
and
it's
then,
your fault.
Yeah, he's like, "You've been fucking my wife 15 years behind my back." Oh my god, I just couldn't help but laugh. It was so ridiculous. Especially we've just kind of created a meme out of that.
We did. You fuck
yeah. So
that's exactly it.
yeah, and adding on to that, I feel like the whole captain character. What's the actor's name? Patrick Dempsey.
Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like I was unsure on like where I felt about that character, but as we've gone on, I feel like I don't want to say soured on him, but it's just I'm not the biggest fan. Like he's probably the lower tier character for me throughout the show for just his usage, and I don't know. He just shitty things are happening to him, but I'm just not a big fan of everything that's going on with that character and around that character, and I don't know, just even certain dialogue he has, like whether it's with Harry or whatnot, I'm just not digging those scenes. I feel like I just want to be focused elsewhere. Like, for example, I feel like something that we're getting a lot of in this show that we didn't get in the original is those Harry flashbacks with Laura. I think that's her name. Yeah. Like I'm actually really digging those flashbacks, which is just more more supplement material that of just, we kind of know the gist of the situation from the original show, but here we're just spending a lot more time on the specific scenes. And like when she goes in there, oh my god, oh my god, yeah, I was not expecting and I was not needing to see just ass cheeks just riding and grinding in this episode. I was very surprised how long that sequence went on as well. Just seeing Christian Slater just like I don't know. It was not for me. I think they could have just started that scene with them both laying in bed and you would have had the same the same result.
Totally. Yeah. But continue.
Yeah, no, just getting more, so less of that scene, but more of her actually doing like the interactions with being a, what's the word I'm looking for? Undercover agent, I guess. And like that scene was intense, and I know how she dies. Obviously, I didn't think she was gonna die to bolt cutters or anything, but I mean, we're in the vicinity, right? we're seeing these shipping crates and whatnot. So I was worried a little bit in that scene. I thought maybe this was going to be the moment when it happens, but no, it's just this impending doom. It's like that. It's like, Hot Tub Time Machine. You've seen that movie?
Yep.
The guy when they're just waiting for like his arm to get chopped off at some point. They keep seeing him in situations. That's like me with Laura right now. I'm just like, oh, it's gonna happen. This is gonna be the scene. Oh, okay, no, not here. But no, I am digging all of most of those flashbacks. I'll say.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Just getting that sensual one to start us off with this episode, it was not needed. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't need it. It was way too long. Way too freaking long. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Jesus. You're seeing everything. And Slater's having the time of his life right now. But,
Slater. Oh yeah.
Slater.
He's like, I'll do the role if I get to do this scene.
Yeah. I gotta keep the wig on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, so he
the wig on. One of these two.
Oh Christ.
We're getting all the scenes.
God damn. I think after that though, and he's basically just in the van, just ready to go with his shotgun, just go in there and just get killed. Like, what the fuck is he gonna do? There's a whole army inside this
Uh,
facility.
I did not actually think about the reality of that situation. He's like, "Okay, yeah, we're going in," even though it's him and Buddy. Like, and he was gonna
Buddy's not
go.
going.
No, he would have just drove away with that van, the fucking
Yeah,
electric van. Like, worst van to just be camping out in the middle of like a shipping yard. Like, it just stands out so much.
it
I don't know,
does. It
terrible
does.
undercover.
Yeah.
But yeah, in hindsight, that's so funny. He was just gonna go. No Kevlar vest. Probably has like 3 shells with him in that shotgun.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be toast.
I can't let her
But
die in there. Like, meanwhile, he has like a
yeah.
daughter like being born this minute.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Just ridiculous. But I like the scene where she is in there though, and they're just inciting fear to her, and I'm just thinking like, man, she's wearing a wire, but like what if they just check her? Like, I feel like the wire, like, there's so many just what if factors here where she could just get murked. And I'm like you, I'm thinking like, hey, is it happening now? Is it happening now? Like, whenever they show a storage container, I'm thinking, oh shit, this is it. But no, not yet. But that I will shout this out on behalf of Travis, because Travis mentioned that Deb finds out that Harry sleeps with a lot of other informants. My prediction is that it's
Dirty dog.
after this happens, after Dexter's mom gets killed, because I feel like right now he is really he's obviously feels very attached to her, but that's just the neglect that he's not that he's the neglect he's feeling from his wife is leading to him having this relationship with Dexter's mom. And so in turn here, like, I feel like he's passionate about both, because he's passionate to his wife because his wife is having a baby, and he looks at his wife and his wife's like, hey, no more, like, that's it, done, you're a father now. And he's like, okay, it's done, that's that. So we'll see how it goes, because I feel like if Dexter's mom didn't die and it was still, breathing, then the case closed, and I think he would have probably righted his wrongs and kind of stuck it out with his wife. But I think the fact that she dies and it just sends him for a fucking loop, I think that's where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna sleep around. But maybe they retcon that. Maybe in this iteration of this version, they're not dealing with the Harry that sleeps around. Maybe he sees what happened there. He takes in Dexter, and that just is his life now, and he's not sleeping around with other informants. Because I don't imagine he would be. I feel like once he gets Dexter and Dexter is under that house, that kind of takes a lot of his attention, because he's trying to train him and groom him into becoming what he is. So,
Yeah.
but that's just me headcaning and trying to fill in the spaces a little bit. I'm sure everyone has a different interpretation of that dynamic.
Yeah, no, I think you're accurate with that assumption. I would tend to agree with you. Um I feel like this is just like really showcasing of like, man, Harry is not such a great guy. He's a
They
he's a
kill
dirty
people out in
dirty
the open.
bastard. Yeah, drunk driving, probably killed someone en route to murder this other guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's done some wild things in his day, but yeah, no, I would agree with you. I think it probably did end around that time, and I don't know. It would fit the James Remar version as well. Like, it's hard for me to picture that guy just slinging dong around with his 70s haircut like Christian
Mm-hmm.
Slater is. Like, there was no flashback scene of him hip grinding,
Oh no.
like the Slate was. Um,
Maybe in
cool.
Resurrection, maybe we'll get that scene.
Dexter, I don't
See
need
us
it.
coming back.
We're not asking that. Yeah. Okay. With that, we'll take a next ad break, and then we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. Taylor Field. Where do you want to go next?
Oh, I had a thought that we could go and inquire with Dexter hunting his target. Now, this is the guy that got
Mm.
away. It was the guy that Harry
Yeah.
was going to just pop a cap in and kill. And Dexter's just
Yeah.
doing his flamboyant thing, like, "Oh, I saved your life. My father was gonna kill you, and I stopped him because he doesn't need to do that. That's not him. I need to do this." Like, just man of many minds right now.
Yeah. I feel like part of me wasn't expecting it to be so easy in the sense of like this guy actually was just evil, right? When Dexter's like pinning him down, uh, it's like, why did you do it? It's like, I like to see them in pain, or like whatever. He's like, he's just so clearly the villain. I was expecting like more layers to it, but no, he's just a straight up evil man. And you're just like me. And he's like laughing as he's getting stabbed. It's like, okay, yeah, this guy's pretty fucking guilty. Pretty obvious there. Um, but I don't know. I didn't mind the dialogue between Dexter and him there. It's just he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing that he needs, right?
Yeah.
That's his release. We did get mention of a boat and how he would potentially get access to a boat. I thought that was actually going to be handled in this episode. I would imagine how this episode ended. That might be what comes up from it, like the fact that they mentioned it. Do you think it's bold if he's using somebody else's boat to dump bodies?
Ah, it is, the concept is bold. Yes, yes, it is. Uh, but I think it's fitting with the timeline right now, just because of the events that he's he's been compromised. His drop site has, it's not panning out right now, as we're going to see in the next episode. We also can take into account that he's now using the trank that was recommended to him not too long ago by his superior a few episodes ago. So he's using that, and now they're mentioning the boat here as well. So I think that they're setting it up. They're dropping it on pretty thick, pretty hard about all these just kind of like the classic Dexterisms and the things that he uses and employs in his life of killing serial killers. So I think that we could see him on that boat, maybe in the next like 2 episodes.
Yeah, I think it'll be next episode, or
Next
at least like
episode.
maybe not. He's like taking a body out on the boat, but it's like, oh, that's what I'm gonna do now. Like it'll be decided in that sense. But yeah, I think that was a very obvious breadcrumb. Bread.
Welcome.
Oh my god.
Getting cock.
Oh, I got
Old
I got
you.
my mouth hurts right now. I got the sleepy lips. Yeah. What else? Where else do you want to go? I thought I had something.
Oh.
Oh, um, speaking of my name, oh nice. When Dexter is stalking his prey in this episode, and he runs into his buddy from the office, the same buddy that is like, "What are you printing there, Dexter?" And he just like grabs the sheet, crumples it up, super suspect, but oh, the printer jammed it. It's like, okay, I don't know. It was just funny. It was funny to see that '90s printer as well. Good
Mhm.
remembering to that piece of shit machinery, but
Mhm.
no, I laughed so hard at the moment when Dexter like runs into him, and then he's like clearly in front of like a gay nightclub or something, and then some guy to him is like, "Hey, sweetie," and then he just looks at him. He's like, "Oh, nice." Just like Dexter's reaction to that scene, it just made me laugh so hard. I just love his, again, just like innocent, like react, like maybe not innocent is the right word, but like his naiveness
Just
in certain
naive,
situations.
yeah.
Yeah, he's just so not socially like equipped to handle most social interactions, but he's also got clearly other things on his mind in this particular moment. He's stalking his prey, but I don't know. It was just a funny little quick moment that I laughed at.
Yeah, very nonchalant, and that I laughed at that too, because I think the cop was, he was uncomfortable and worried. This is obviously something that he keeps very private, and so when Dexter popped in and it's just like, oh hey, yeah, 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 and he's like, oh, gotta go. He didn't say bowling. Bowling is what he said to his friend, but he's like, gotta pick up like meeting a friend or something like that, and then he continued on. So that's yeah, it's something that has it's a Dexter charm. I think that you can really latch onto with these situations. So I thought that was a fun little scene, and I like that you have these little unconventional mishaps for Dexter. He's stalking his target. That's the priority, and all of a sudden, oh, you bump into someone you know. And that just kind of like detracts him a little bit from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I thought that I thought it was fun, and I liked how he eventually got his target, captured him, and then threw him in the back of the vehicle, and then took him to the spot, and yeah, sliced and diced.
Sliced and diced. Um, what was I gonna? Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. I herched again. What do you think is gonna happen with the hand? Because clearly there was a ring on that body. We know who that ring was from, but do you think it's gonna be tied back? I mean, that was a kill that Harry was really mad about, right? That character. So this is like some evidence that would be tying it back. That even though Dexter said that that would never happen again, do you think there'll be a lot of repercussions, at least from Harry's side? I don't think Dexter's going to
Well,
get caught by any means. I don't think he's going to jail. But just mostly what's going to come out of it.
I'm having a hard time to recall which kill this was.
Well,
Um,
because he's only killed two people, right? Before this one. That's why you were saying
this
you're
was
like,
his third. Yeah,
you're the
so it
one
was the
that's
guy in
making me
the gym
um,
stadium thing.
the gym state. Yeah, yeah. Mad Dog or something
Hmm.
like that, whatever his name was. Um, so yeah, it and wasn't. Wait a minute. Oh
Okay,
yeah, because the third person was what?
this was the guy that
Actually,
got away from the court, and Harry was pissed off about. So Mad Dog was.
was
Oh
the
no,
guy
Mad.
that was hit by the car. That's the one I'm thinking
Yes,
of, which
that's
I
the guy, and
guess
they never
wasn't
got that
Dexter's
body.
kill. So there you go.
No.
That would make sense because I was thinking of four bodies, even though yes, this is his third kill. There you go. My
Hmm.
my goldfish memory is activating. It's blowing the dust off. But yes, so this would be that character, like the shark loan guy. Oh my gosh, the shark loan. The loan shark guy.
Lone
I am so backwards right now. I
Hmm.
apologize.
Yeah, no, he this being his third kill, and yeah, you have that hand that popped up. So I don't think there's any tie to the Morgans with this character, so that's good.
True.
And I think Dexter's just gonna play it nonchalant. Like, yeah, he's got a body in the back of his truck, which is very ill-timed. But I think he's just gonna say like, "Hey, I'm forensics. It's the best cover-up showing up to a crime scene." Because like, what are they gonna
Yeah.
say? Like, they're not gonna bother looking in your truck or anything like that. You're like, "Hey, yep, I'm Harry Morgan's son. I'm forensics Dexter."
I don't
And
even
they're
think he
like,
has to
"Okay,
do that because it's not like they set up like, "What are you doing out here?" It's just like, "Sorry, sir, active crime scene." Like they just left it. That's like, "Oh, okay, sorry, I'll back up and leave." Like
yeah."
they're definitely not inquiring into the situation. I guess that he has that right to go wherever the fuck he wants at whatever time of day he wants. But it's
Hmm.
an odd place to be driving out with a with a trunk filled of goodies.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding. Well, hopefully they don't peak. Um, and this is again why I think Dexter's gonna be thinking about, oh, maybe I will get that boat. I'll lie and say I'm taking out a girl, but really I'm just taking out a dead body to throw overboard. Because he's got to dispose of this body somehow, right? And he can't use the swamps anymore because the croc or the alligators aren't doing their job. So I think this is what really prompts him to get that boat.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you there. Trying to think of what else was had in this. Uh, Man, they got to take Patrick Dempsey off the case. That is a
Oh yeah.
wild one. He's just a firecracker. He's freaking. I mean, he's rightfully so freaking out. I guess that's something we haven't talked about actually. Is the whole kidnapping of his son. That whole scene was fucking wild to me. The way the mom just like took a
Oh.
punch right to the eye, and that guy just like takes Nikki. I mean, fuck, take your headphones off, buddy. Like, if he was cognizant, he probably would have saved both of them there. Like,
Hmm.
even though it is a kid and a lady, I feel like two against one can. I like those odds. There's an oil slip. Like, there's a lot of factors in there that could turn the tables. But fucking little Jimmy, or I guess little Nicky with his Sega
Sonic
Genesis.
Sega.
Yeah, I guess it's not a Sega Genesis, Sega something, handheld
Hmm.
Sega.
Yeah, she. I mean, she's like something's coming up because you can just feel the tone and the atmosphere of the scene, and yeah, she just turns and just decked. Oh my god, she's done. And then she gets freaking tied up, and then yeah, then the kid gets abducted as the result of the captain basically just putting his 2 cents out there and putting threats towards the killer. And they already know like the timeline roughly. They got 10 days to figure this out because then bad things will happen. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
very curious to see who this killer is or whatnot because I mean they want to keep mystery, but they've kept the hood on this killer for a bit now. So I'm curious what the long term plan is and if we're gonna get Dexter more involved with this killer.
Mm, yeah. Show. I
That's it.
don't really have anything else to say. No Sarah Michelle Gellar in this episode, unless I'm mistaken.
No, she's probably back at the horse tracks, getting away.
She just lost everything, lost her
Yeah.
whole life savings. Yeah, just strange not to see her here. Anyway, so wait, two more episodes? Is this episode 6 or 7?
Let me just confirm. I think we have 10.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it doesn't feel like we're ready to wrap up the season yet, so I'm glad.
10
about that.
episodes, yeah. So Skeleton Crew is the one that's
Okay,
8.
yes.
And yeah, this is 10.
Awesome. No, yeah, cool. I will be there once we get back. We're obviously skipping a week, and then we'll be back to talk about episode 7. Until next time, I'll be there. Will you be there, Taylor?
Oh, I'm there.
Hell yeah. Okay. Have a good night, everyone.